Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Well, today I thought I would use the Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow palette. Basically, this palette has been around since February 2016. It is a cult classic. It has been around, for a very long time. It's still selling in Sephora. I highly recommend that you grab this eyeshadow palette if you don't have it, because it really is a one and done eyeshadow palette. Now, I'm going to be doing a look today using the Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow palette. Cool tone shades on the top row, your mid-tone neutral shades in the middle row, and your warmer eyeshadow shades on the bottom row. This eyeshadow palette has been well loved. I have used this a lot over the years. I didn't actually pick it up in 2016 when it did come out because I really wasn't heavily into YouTube back then. If you hear anything in the background there, my little rascal's getting up to no good as usual. So guys, if you want to see how to get this beautiful look, then let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to be starting off with base, and I'm doing the primer and foundation. I'm using the Lasting Finish foundation by Rimmel, and this is a primer by Mecca Cosmetica. It's the illuminating primer. So what I'm actually going to do is just mix these two products together. Just a pump of the foundation and the illuminating primer, and I'll mix those together and put that on my face. And I love this foundation because it's got SPF 20 in it. And to blend that foundation, I'm just using the Sephora 56 foundation brush. The eyebrows are done using the Milk Makeup Kush Fiber Brow Gel. Next I'm going in with concealer, and I'm using the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Radiance Concealer. This is in the shade Medium 10. I'm actually going to also prime my eyes with that concealer as well. And using a mini buffing brush this one here is by the mini buffing brush by Mecca Cosmetica. Just going to buff that concealer in. Going in with contour, I'm using the Fenty Match Sticks in Amber. Contouring down the side of the nose, under the jawline, and with a different blending brush, and when you blend, just blend it upwards and into the hairline so it's nice and diffused. Under the jawline. I do have another brush by KVD Beauty, and this is just a concealer brush, but it's really good for blending out the contour of the nose. Next I'm using the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. This is just the one in the shade called Baked. And I'm just using my contour brush that I just used for contouring. I'm going to pick up a bit of that bronzer with the brush. And bronze away, a bit on the nose. And for blush, I'm just using the Cheek Crush by Mecca Max in Pinky Promise. It's a beautiful, gorgeous Barbie pink shade. I'm going to put a bit of that on the cheeks. Pat down that concealer again over the eyes, because now it's time to go in with the Tartelette in Bloom palette. And using a fluffy brush, the first The first shade that I'm going to be dipping into to prime the whole lid is this beautiful shade here called Charmer. Just pick up a little bit of that shade. It's more of a, so this line up here, this row of mattes, well actually there is a shimmer shade in there called Maker. It's a very, very subtle shimmer, but this is really all your cool tone shades, your mid neutral shades and your more warmer tone shades, but the top row is more cooler. Make sure to tap off the excess and just run that lightly over the whole lid. And this still smells beautiful. I've had this palette for so long, it still smells like vanilla cupcakes. Okay, now with a smaller, fluffier brush, I'm actually going to be dipping into a shade here. This is more of a tapered brush that I'm going to be using by Real Techniques. I'm dipping into the shade called Rocker, which is the third shade from the shade that we just used. And I'm putting that basically right in the crease of the lid, probably a little bit further up so that we can actually see the transition shade. Better to bring you guys in a bit closer. I'm looking ahead in the mirror here, but slightly down, so that it looks something like this. And with a slightly deeper tone directly underneath it, there's this shade here called Firecracker. And I'm going to be dipping into that to go underneath that shade as well, just to deepen up that socket line. We're going to deepen out the outer corner of the eyes to give some definition. I'm using a flat shading brush. I'm dipping into the shade here called Activist, which is this shade right there. And very, very, very tiny, just dab the outer corner of the eye. Really, really just keep it concentrated on the outer corner there. And a little bit out. Because we're going to blend this shade out, but I really need you guys to just focus on the outer edge of the eye. And with the same tapered brush that we're just using to do the crease shadow, blend this deeper shadow out. And sort of taking it a little bit under the lower lash line, outer edge of the lower lash line. It's okay if it gets a little bit deep on the outer edge, we can fix this up. And to complete the eyeshadow look, I'm dipping in with Funny Girl, this beautiful shimmery champagne shade, which looks like that. All over the eyelid. Not all over, but just, you know, just right underneath that crease. Look at that gorgeous shade. Really pretty, right? I'm dipping in between Charmer and Funny Girl for the inner corner highlight. And with the same brush, I'm dipping into this shade right here, which is called Smarty Pants. We're going to do line the whole lower lash area. Now to line the eyes, I'm just using a bit of setting spray, and I'm spraying this Show angled eyeliner brush. I'm going to be dipping into this shade right up here called Smoke Show. And a good thing to do is to put your powder puff underneath your cheek and line that way so that you don't get fallout. Just really slightly. I'm going to pause the video now and just put on mascara on the top and bottom lashes. And then we can come back and do lips. Guys, there's a reason why this eyeshadow palette still continues to get bought and reviewed. You just can't do any wrong with the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I know some people don't actually like it, but I don't understand why, because it's a great palette. It's a great neutral, cool toned and warm toned palette in my opinion. So eyes are done, top and bottom lashes have been coated with black mascara. And for the lips, I'm just going to be using the KVD. I'm using the KVD Moth Orchid liquid lipstick. And for a bit of highlighter, I'm going to be using the Pixi. This is the dual highlighter in the shade Subtle Sunrise. And I'm just using a little highlighting brush. This one here is by Real Techniques. And I'm just only dipping in with this pinky shade there. And this is a well-loved highlighter. So this completes the Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow Get Ready With Me look. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Pull out that old palette, use it. It's still a great product. There's a reason why Tarte still makes this eyeshadow palette, because it's always been popular, and I think it'll always forever be popular. But if you don't have a chance to get it, pick it up, because you never know when this little baby might get discontinued. So I shall leave you guys for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.